So I made a new friend recently. Jake manages the yacht next to Mr. Percival, and he's recently bought this spectacular little villa outside of Cagliari on the island of Sardinia in Italy. And it sits at the foothills of this beautiful park. Outlook is onto these spectacular cliffs, and it looks derelict at the moment. It needs a bit of work. And I said to Jake, let me model it up for you and see if I can just put this into a model format and give you a little bit of inspiration as to what we can do with the property. He's already got good direction, and it doesn't need much. But you can see inside, the spaces are small. It needs a lot of tidying up and a lot of rectification works, really resulting as moisture is coming into the property and getting into the steel. A lot of concrete in these Italian style of construction, and the spaces could just be a little bit better. It's tiny. You can see, here's the kitchen here. You can see the traditional fireplace in the corner, typical in these small Italian villas. And then upstairs, Jake wanted to do a bit of an extension and also utilise a balcony that's up there. But there are some really spectacular features in this house that are traditional. You find these on the Italian villas. One of the things you've got to be really conscious of is heat, and heat during summer and the cold during winter, obviously. You can see probably in the ceiling there a little bit of damage coming in from water. Water gets into the concrete, it gets to the steel. If the steel isn't embedded properly in the concrete, then it starts to rust. As it rusts, it expands and then starts to blow the concrete apart. And it can be repaired, and you've got to look at the source of the rust, which is water penetration coming in from the top, and go through, it's sort of a systematic approach of repairing it. These trees are right on the edge of the balcony. It could do with being cleared back, but you can just see in the background there the hill. So proposing that this balustrading comes off, the tiles come up, the whole rooftop gets waterproofed, and really starting from the top down, this allows us to start repairing all of the internals. So I said to Jake, let me make a model of this space, and from this I'll draw up what your ideas and your design, and give you an idea what it will look like in the future. And so here is a new decking on the back of the property. I think it'd be a fantastic spot. It's a really steep spot at the back of the house here, but a really great spot to come and sit out amongst the trees and sort of push the trees back away from the house, clear it out a little bit. Show Jake what it might be like to be able to utilise that balcony up the top, get rid of the balustrading, do some reinforcing works to existing concrete, and put on this new room, which is going to be a multi-purpose room and feature a loft bed. So I thought it would be a really good idea to turn this front room into the living room. This is the biggest space in the house, and from a mechanism of having an area that you can entertain and relax, this is a really good spot. Behind the TV on that wall is the kitchen. The kitchen is tiny by most standards, and then you've got this little area here at the foot of the stairs, which is just it's a transitional space between the side door going upstairs, going to the toilet, which we want to put in some new doors there, and then at the back of the house, I'm proposing that we put in new doors, new bifold, French opening doors onto this decking if it can be done. I like to see the window coverings come off and get as much light into the house, and obviously the views back out through those windows. So this is the kitchen. As I said, very tiny. It's currently painted yellow. It's a little bit heavy. Possibly paring that back and just bringing in some really lighter colours will make this space a little bit better. I've got a couple of bar stools in there and some benches that wrap around, so the bar stools can be used to sit inside the kitchen and sit next to the fire there. I want to use this space as the dining area. You can see that I've got a round table in here. I think the round table is going to be a whole lot more versatile than a square table. And then of course these two doors, French opening doors, onto this deck, and this deck is then set sort of in like a treetop level. And of course, you want to have access around the sides of the house, and then you can see this beam on the balcony above that, and a couple of new steel posts and some supports that go into supporting the new addition to the second story. Looking down in a sort of a floor plan manner, there's the kitchen, the fireplace in the corner. This circular fireplace is pretty common in these villas on this island. Come through the front door, you step straight into the living space. Again, like I was saying, if you open up these windows, clear the windows, and have these beautiful views back out onto the garden, spectacular. And you've got to be conscious of heat. Heat during the summer here gets really hot, and obviously you want to be able to keep that heat out of the house. These walls are about 400 mil thick, and provide a great thermal insulation from heat getting into the house. There's this room which is going to effectively be a dining space. It's a transitional space. You've got stairs coming in, side access coming in, doors from the decking, and access to the toilet. It's a really awkward little space. Looking in from the top, this is coming into the master bedroom. So I've really just divided the master bedroom up into two, as it is at the moment. Fix the roofing, fix the water penetration coming in here. I've just done a little bit of recessed LED lighting behind a nice picture frame piece of timber. I wanted to move the curtains to the other side of the main ridge beam. There's plenty of space in here for a double bed. You've got to be conscious of windows opening inwards, and of course there's shutters on the outside which open outwards. There's a nice little window that's going to end up featuring inside a wardrobe. And here's the new extension. So the current cover to the stairs has been removed. New roof line goes on right out to the edge of the existing concrete balcony, and there's tiny little corner up here as a balcony that comes straight off the bedroom, and new French doors, because the current door is really it's tiny and pokey. So loft bed can sit up there permanently without getting in the way of headroom. The existing stairs goes down the middle there, access to the current bedroom, and I've just put this in as a desk, as a bit of an office. The stairs that you see there going to the loft bed just simply hang underneath for storage. And then we've got this window that looks out onto the treetops. Great space for yoga or meditation and things like that. So the master bedroom, beautiful, just very neutral tones throughout that. And as we fly overhead here, you can see how the second floor is divided into these four spaces. One being outdoor space, which is currently there, but it's just not quite big enough at the moment. Reorientated the bed, put in the wardrobe. The second half of the bedroom just becomes a space for chilling out and relaxing. There's a writing table, music instruments to be able to sit and play music and hang out. Bring in another chair if you want to bring in the ability to entertain in this space, and use the curtains to close off the bedroom half. And there's the loft bed in that new extension that has a spectacular view out to the parks. So there is a little insight to an Italian villa makeover.